Pressure is the final truth of a man. When everything tightens and the world demands a response, what remains is not intelligence or motivation, but control. Miyamoto Musashi understood this reality with terrifying clarity. He lived in an age where hesitation meant death and composure meant survival. More than 60 duels tested him under conditions where fear was not imagined, but present, immediate, and lethal. Yet Musashi did not collapse under pressure. He did not rush or freeze. He did not lose command of himself. This consistency was not accidental. It was forged through a method so severe and uncompromising that it was never intended for ordinary minds. This was a discipline designed for moments when the body trembles and the mind begs for escape. Musashi rejected the illusion that control comes from comfort. He did not train to feel safe. He trained to remain functional when safety vanished. From his earliest years, he avoided rigid schools and decorative techniques. He believed these collapsed the moment chaos entered the room. Instead, he placed himself in environments that stripped certainty away. He arrived late to duels. He chose inferior weapons. He disrupted expectations. These were not acts of arrogance, but deliberate psychological warfare. By placing himself at a disadvantage, he forced his nervous system to operate under strain until strain became familiar. Familiarity dissolved fear. Most men believe pressure is something to resist. Musashi believed resistance was weakness. What you resist controls you. What you accept loses power. He did not fight fear or deny anxiety. He allowed them to exist without authority. Emotion passed through him like wind through an open field. This openness preserved clarity. While others were consumed by internal noise, Musashi saw the moment as it was. Presence became his advantage. Musashi understood that pressure does not create weakness, it reveals it. Every flaw hidden by comfort surfaces under stress. Hesitation, ego, attachment, and fear all emerge when consequences are real. Musashi used this truth ruthlessly. He did not try to appear calm. He was calm because nothing inside him resisted the moment. Stillness was not performance, it was function. Opponents sensed this immediately. They expected aggression or intimidation. Instead, they encountered neutrality. This unsettled them more than rage ever could. The human nervous system searches for cues. When it finds none, uncertainty grows. Under pressure, uncertainty multiplies. Musashi allowed silence to do the work. While his opponents fought their own thoughts, he observed their rhythm break apart. He warned against fixation, fixation on outcome, fixation on technique, fixation on self. Under pressure, fixation creates tunnel vision. Tunnel vision eliminates adaptability. Musashi trained to remain unfixed. His mind rested nowhere. This allowed him to move everywhere. When the moment demanded action, he acted fully. When it demanded waiting, he waited without tension. Musashi stripped identity from himself. Titles and reputation created attachment. Attachment created fear. Fear compromised control. He lived simply not from humility, but from strategy. The less he carried, the less pressure could threaten him. Loss held no leverage over a man who owned nothing. Modern life creates pressure differently, but no less intensely. Judgment replaces swords. Deadlines replace duels. Consequences still exist. Most people respond by tightening. Musashi responded by emptying. Control was not something he imposed on the world. It was something he cultivated internally. This internal order shaped external outcomes. His forbidden method begins here. Enter pressure without resistance. Remove internal friction. When nothing inside fights the moment loses power. This is not philosophy. It is survival psychology. It is the reason Musashi could walk calmly into chaos while others unraveled. Pressure became his environment rather than his enemy. In the next, the method deepens. Control moves from internal stillness into precise action. Musashi mastered perception under stress and learned to dominate timing rather than force. This is where calm becomes decisive power. Control under pressure is not achieved by slowing the world down. That idea comforts weak minds. Musashi did not seek slowness. He sought alignment. When pressure rises, thought becomes a liability. Analysis fractures attention. Delay invites defeat. Musashi trained to act without internal debate. Body and mind moved as one unit. This was not instinct alone. It was disciplined simplicity. He understood that pressure breaks attention before it breaks skill. Most men fail not because they lack ability, but because their awareness fragments. Under stress, part of the mind monitors danger, another part worries about outcome, another part protects ego. This division destroys timing. Musashi eliminated division. One mind, one moment, one response. Perception was his true discipline. Technique changes with conditions. Perception governs all conditions. Musashi learned to read breath and posture and hesitation. He observed micro shifts that revealed intent. Under pressure, most people narrow their focus and miss everything important. Musashi widened his awareness. Calm allowed him to see more, not less. Timing replaced strength. Speed decays with age. Strength fades. Timing remains absolute. Musashi waited for commitment. Pressure forces people to commit prematurely. Once committed, they cannot adjust. Musashi acted at that exact instant. His strikes were not rushed. They were inevitable. He avoided reaction. Reaction surrenders rhythm. Whoever sets rhythm controls outcome. Musashi entered pressure deliberately. He disrupted patterns. He altered expectations. Control meant authorship. He authored the conditions of the encounter. From there, the outcome followed naturally. This principle applies everywhere. In any high-pressure environment, the one who controls the frame controls results. Most people allow circumstances to dictate their state. Musashi reversed this. His internal order defined the situation. Calm was not an emotion. It was a position of advantage. Musashi rejected trying. Trying produces tension. Tension narrows movement. He acted with total commitment or not at all. Half measures weakened timing. Full commitment eliminated hesitation. His mind resolved before action began. Resolution removed doubt. Pressure feeds on doubt. Emptiness was central to his method. Not emptiness as absence, but as readiness. A fixed mind resists change. An empty mind adapts instantly. Musashi abandoned plans without regret. He shifted strategy without attachment. This made him impossible to predict. Predictability collapses under pressure. Modern minds are crowded. Opinions, identities, and fears compete for attention. Under stress, this crowd turns inward and overwhelms the system. Musashi practiced subtraction. He removed excess thought and emotional commentary. Function remained. Function does not panic. Opponents often realized they were losing only after control was gone. Musashi was present when they were divided. Pressure reveals who lives in the moment and who lives in imagination. Musashi lived entirely in the present. This layer of the method transforms calm into action. Stillness becomes movement. Perception becomes timing. Control becomes execution. In the next part, the emotional discipline behind this mastery is revealed. Musashi did not become fearless. He became unattached. That distinction changed everything. Fear was never the true enemy of Miyamoto Musashi. Attachment was. Fear only becomes destructive when a man attempts to escape it, suppress it, or argue with it. Musashi understood that emotion itself does not destroy control. Identification with emotion does. This insight formed the third layer of his forbidden method. He allowed fear to arise without resistance, without narrative, and without obedience. It appeared, lingered briefly, and dissolved. Because he did not become the fear, it could not command him. Most men merge with their emotions under pressure. They do not experience fear, they become fear. Their breathing tightens, their posture collapses, and their perception narrows. Musashi refused this merger. He observed emotion as a temporary condition, no different from heat or cold. By maintaining distance, he preserved agency. You cannot be controlled by what you refuse to embody. This emotional separation was not coldness, it was clarity. Musashi cultivated this discipline deliberately through voluntary hardship. Solitude was not loneliness but training. Hunger was not suffering but conditioning. Fatigue was not weakness but familiarity. By repeatedly choosing discomfort, he stripped it of authority. Pressure loses power when it becomes known territory. What shocks others becomes routine. When crisis arrived, Musashi's nervous system did not panic because it had already lived there. He avoided emotional extremes with equal seriousness. Pride was dangerous because it created attachment to image. Anger was wasteful because it burned energy without precision. Even joy could distract because it softened attention. Musashi sought consistency above all, the same internal state in victory and defeat, the same posture when praised or insulted. Emotional swings fracture control, stability preserves it. Death itself held no dramatic weight for Musashi. It was possible and accepted. This acceptance removed fear's greatest weapon. Modern minds avoid this reality, and pressure exploits the avoidance. Musashi confronted it directly. When death is acknowledged rather than resisted, fear loses leverage. A man who has accepted loss cannot be threatened with it. Under pressure, most people seek reassurance. They look for certainty, comfort, or validation. Musashi sought clarity instead. Reassurance breeds dependence, clarity breeds independence. His mind did not ask whether something would succeed, it asked whether it was correct. Correct action does not require emotional comfort, it requires alignment. This emotional neutrality did not create passivity, it removed internal interference. Action emerged clean and precise. Emotion no longer delayed movement or distorted judgment. This allowed Musashi to strike decisively without hesitation. His actions were not rushed. They were resolved. Insults failed to provoke him because he did not protect identity. Praise failed to soften him because he did not cling to reputation. Uncertainty failed to shake him because he did not demand guarantees. Control was internal and constant. External conditions could not penetrate it. Modern culture encourages emotional expression and indulgence. Under pressure, these habits collapse. Musashi's method demands restraint and observation. Emotion is allowed but not obeyed. Feeling is not weakness. Identification is. By mastering this layer, Musashi became immune to manipulation. Pressure could not hook him emotionally. Without hooks, there is no leverage. This is why he appeared calm in moments that shattered others. He was not fearless, he was unattached. This discipline can be trained. Begin by observing emotion without commentary. Notice fear without naming it. Let it pass without action. Over time, the gap between emotion and response widens. In that gap, control is born. Practice discomfort deliberately. Seek conditions that challenge the nervous system in small, controlled ways. Cold silence, fatigue, restraint. Each exposure reduces reactivity. Familiarity replaces panic. Release attachment to outcome. When identity is tied to success, pressure multiplies. When action stands alone, clarity emerges. Do what is correct rather than what protects ego. Accept uncertainty. Control does not come from prediction, it comes from readiness. Musashi never needed guarantees, he needed presence. This emotional discipline is the unseen foundation of his mastery. Without it, technique fails under stress. With it, even simple action becomes lethal. In the final part, this method becomes practical for modern life. Pressure remains inevitable. Control remains optional. The principles are unchanged. Only the battlefield has shifted. Musashi's method was never meant to remain locked in history or myth. It was meant to be lived wherever pressure exists. Modern life delivers pressure differently, but the demand is identical. Decisions must still be made when clarity is scarce. Performance is still judged under stress. Consequences still arrive without warning. Most people believe they fail because life is unfair, but Musashi would say they fail because their minds are undisciplined. Control under pressure remains rare, and rarity creates advantage. The first step in applying this method is to stop avoiding pressure. Avoidance trains fragility. Comfort weakens perception. Musashi did not wait for crisis to test himself. He entered difficulty intentionally. Modern equivalents exist everywhere: cold exposure, silence, physical exertion, solitude, restraint. These conditions train the nervous system to remain open rather than reactive. Familiarity reduces shock. When pressure becomes routine, panic loses its grip. The second step is subtraction. Most minds are crowded with unnecessary weight. Identity, expectations, emotional habits, constant stimulation. Under pressure, this clutter collapses inward and overwhelms attention. Musashi carried little externally and less internally. Strip excess thought. Reduce emotional commentary. Let go of identities that demand protection. The less you must defend, the freer you move. Control is not added, it is revealed through removal. Presence must then be trained deliberately. Under stress, the mind wants to escape into memory or prediction. Musashi anchored himself to immediate sensation. Breath, posture, balance, sound. One moment, one action. No internal narration. When pressure rises, simplify. Complexity feeds panic, simplicity restores command. This is not passivity, it is precision. Perception must replace force. Modern culture glorifies effort, but effort without awareness wastes energy. Musashi watched rhythm and timing. In work, conflict, or decision-making, the same principle applies. Observe patterns before acting. Notice hesitation. Sense momentum. Pressure rewards those who see clearly, not those who push hardest. Commitment is the final requirement. Half action creates doubt. Doubt multiplies pressure. Musashi acted fully once the moment arrived. He did not rehearse afterward or second-guess before. Commitment collapses internal conflict. When the mind is resolved, the body follows without delay. Decisive action under pressure is calming because uncertainty ends. Release attachment to outcome. Attachment magnifies fear. When success defines identity, pressure becomes personal. Musashi acted correctly regardless of result. Correct action is always available. Outcome is not. Focus on correctness rather than reward. This removes emotional leverage from circumstance. Accept uncertainty completely. Control does not come from prediction or guarantees. It comes from readiness. Musashi never demanded certainty. He demanded presence. Modern life is unpredictable by nature. Those who wait for certainty hesitate forever. Those who prepare their minds move freely. Train emotional neutrality daily. Observe emotion without suppression or indulgence. Let feeling exist without obedience. Over time, the space between emotion and action widens. In that space, control emerges naturally. You do not become emotion, you witness it. Pressure will never disappear. It will only change shape. Deadlines, conflict, risk, judgment. These are modern duels. Most people enter them already divided. Musashi entered unified. That unity remains possible now. This method is not gentle. It demands honesty and discipline. It removes comforting illusions, but it delivers something rare, total control under pressure, not dominance over others but mastery of self. Musashi did not win because he wanted victory. He won because he was prepared to act correctly when pressure arrived. That preparation is still available. Pressure will come. The only question is whether it will own you or reveal your mastery.